welcome to Color Me Happy. My name is Brandy Hofer. I am your host. Thank you so much for being here. I sure do appreciate your time. I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. Those of you in Canada, we have a very short season, and it is amazingly special when we get nice weather. And we sure do enjoy it. So hope you're getting some sunshine, fresh air, and fun. I know I am. So we have our weekly sponsorship for our podcast from Vanessa, our clinical director at Nouveau's Laser and Aesthetic Center. She has been helping me. It's been such an interesting journey. Who knew in my 30s as a woman that I would struggle that much more than I did when I was in my 20s or in my teens with my skin. And so I've been doing... If you listen to last week's episode, you will see I'm doing like laser treatment for acne scars. But Vanessa's like, hey, Brandy, like we can treat these scars all you want, but you're getting more. Like more is coming, and it's not what you put on the outside, but what you eat, basically, what you put on the inside. So let's figure this out. And I've been on this really incredible journey, and Vanessa has been so supportive and such a beautiful help, and I'm happy to say I'm like partway through, figuring stuff out, but my skin is like 85% better, and it feels so good. It's such a confidence booster, and everyone wants to feel good in their own skin. It's so important. So just always take care of yourselves. Her tip, I'll get to the tip. I love her tips. They're so good. I'm following many of them myself. Here is one: wash your pillowcases often. So at least weekly. If you deal with breakouts, you could do it like twice a week, right? So that's a great tip. I've been doing that. I've been staying on top of my pillowcases. I know there is like silk sheets can help too, or silk pillowcases. And Teddy has one for his curls, which is ridiculous, but he does. I didn't like it because I have long hair and it was staticky, but I think it helps with creases too if you're a side sleeper or a face sleeper. I don't know. If you're a face sleeper, I don't know how you do it. Anyway, getting really super off topic. That is our skincare tip for the week and self-care tip, which is, I want you to take care of yourselves. I want you to feel good in your own skin. I want you to see your everyday ordinary is extraordinary. That's why I'm writing a book about it. And that's why I have this podcast to reach with you and help you feel the best you can be every day, because all your small moments in a day, as you know, add up to a lifetime of happiness and love and joy. Okay, so this week we're celebrating Pride and this month, and we have Halie Torris on. She is an LGBTQ plus artist, and her painting and process, her paintings are incredibly full of passion and full of beautiful mark making and colors. And the coolest part is that Halie makes these like really rad videos, and they are obviously a big hit because millions of people watch them. She's on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and everything. So check her out. I am happy to someone's knocking on my door. Have one of her pieces in my home as well. And I'm happy to support her. She's amazing. And this podcast, we just chatted. It was so fun. And I hope to have her on again because it was the first time we met, but it was like meeting with an old friend. So I will let you enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome, Halie Torris, to the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to finally sit down personally with you because we have connected. Has it been like 2 years now that we've been a part of the same club?
Yeah, I think Art Queens was like, March of 2020, I think, sometime around there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we were both, you were, I think
I was an original member.
Original member. I was like, yes, original, me too.
It was like, I forget how many of us on that call, but I was so intimidated at the time. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like there's so many amazing women on this call.
Yeah. And now that we're all friends, it's like, oh, okay. We're all like killing it and like blazing our way through the art world together.
I love it. It's great.
I'm sure it became like And this is a great thing about community and finding your people, and like there truly is a lid for every pot. And I know people use that term as like finding your mate or whatever, but like there is a lid for every pot in terms of
Yeah,
community. Whatever
definitely.
you're into, you need to find your tribe and your people, because they're the ones who will lift you up and take you further, and or help you or
Definitely.
lend you a hand when you're not doing so great too.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and we've
Bef
seen the amazing results of that.
yeah. Before Art Queens, I didn't know a lot of artists, like, locally, I knew a couple, but, like, around me right now, but, it really opened my eyes, like, I was very, I think, intimidated by other artists, and it, like, switched my perspective to, like, what you were saying, like, us uplifting each other, and I mean,
Yeah,
I message other artists in Art Queens, and just feel so supported, and just like I can, like, we're all friends, but we haven't met in
I know.
person,
It's
which is
very
wild,
strange. We're gonna have to
but
have
I
this
love it.
giant ass retreat. Like,
I know.
where could we host hundreds of women? I don't know.
Oh my God, I want
Because that's how
Capricorn
many we
so bad.
can. I know.
Yeah,
It would
it'd
be
be
a
amazing.
conference. It would have to be like, it would have to, it might, I've said I'll never go to Vegas, but I might go to Vegas for the Art Queens.
That would be
Um,
a great place to do it. I see it
New
like there in
York would be
Miami.
sweet. Oh,
Oh, New York
Miami.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We could just
I
all
don't
go
know
to
why
the
I thought
fair and just
Miami.
like explode
It'd
the
be
fair.
awesome. I
Yeah,
love it.
actually, I'll take a hot spot. I'm in
Yes.
Canada. So anywhere warm, please. Or
Yes.
New York. I'm sure there's big places where you could like host conferences, and those exist for sure. Just whether
Yes.
we're allowed to or not.
I know. I have hope. I have hope we will, for
Yeah, I
sure.
think so too. Um, yeah, no, there's no avoiding life situations at this point.
Yeah.
But I think at one point everyone's just gonna be like, fuck it.
Yeah, we're all just gonna go, and then it'll be all right.
Yeah, I
We're
think
at
it'd
that
be
point.
super. But I agree. So as a female creative, like I feel like I was like floundering for years on a floundering as in I envision a fish
I'm imagining
flopping
just like a
on.
little fish, yeah. That was me.
As a young, like 20, like how old are you? You're
I'm
20.
gonna be 26 actually. I'm turning 26 in February, February 13th. So
Yeah, so when I was your age,
25.
like 10 years ago, I, yeah, we're about 10 years apart,
Wow, I
like
didn't
very
realize that.
close. Yeah, so
Yeah.
um, I actually, yeah, there was no sense of community, and I tried to find community, and I tried to find, mentors or someone to look up to, and it was all
Mhm.
male, and they weren't
Yeah.
willing to be friends, really. Like
Really?
I would say there's,
Wasn't
yeah,
surprised.
weird.
Yeah,
This
weird you
young
say that.
20-year-old woman wants some help in the art world, and it's so like it just like felt like competition, or really
Yeah.
critical and not open-minded and not connecting to how I created or my journey. And it was, it felt very lonely. And there were a few, like Andrew Salgado was and still is very kind. But in terms of our journey through the art world, it looks very different. And mine's
Yeah.
not going to be the same as his, because people who connect to my artwork don't necessarily connect to his artwork in the same way. Like, you
Yeah.
got to know your niche, and you've got to know who's gonna connect to
Yeah,
you. And it's a
definitely.
strength and a superpower. So I
Yes.
love that we all, yeah, it was intimidating at first, right? And now we're like, oh, I
Yeah.
just send a message to someone and they're my new friend. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like it really switched my perspective because that's how I viewed artists. Like it was that very competitive nature to it. And it still can be on Instagram when you scroll through, or like it's just mainly like a rewiring that I had to kind of do and do like the inner work for myself. And then I felt myself kind of welcome in, you know, help and friendships within the art community. And that's, I think, exactly what happened with Art Queens. And it was, I think, the perfect time to have community when the world seemed to be just like coming to an end, but it wasn't.
No, no, and it was perfect timing. That's like how it grew for sure. But I totally agree. The mindset shift from, being competitive, and
Yeah.
oh, what a rough time. I really,
Yeah.
and that's not really my nature. So to act that way was very confusing, and but to find someone who not only supported but encouraged everyone to share everything about themselves, be totally unique, but also to lift one another up. And it's true, like it's
Mhm.
abundance mindset. There is enough for everyone.
Yeah.
And
The
it's
switch
it's
from scarcity to abundance
yeah,
mindset.
yeah. It's challenging, but it's worth it, and it's true, and I've made the most beautiful friendships along the way. And I still am surprised though, like when I reach out to someone, I'm like, "Would you like to?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Really? What?"
Yeah, it's like a relearning for us because it is
Yeah.
weird to, yeah, to just totally have an idea that a preconceived idea that they're gonna say no, and we're, like, almost surprised when it's like, "Oh, yeah, I'd love to collaborate with you," or, "I'd love to have a conversation." It's like, "Oh, wow. I've been, like, learning this the wrong way this whole time," and,
Yeah.
it's refreshing and
So did you
encouraging too.
did you go to university, or
Yes, I did. Yeah. I
how was
went,
that for you?
God, it seems like I wasn't even fully pursuing art at the time. Like, now that I look back, I went to school. I'm from Pittsburgh originally, and I moved to the East Coast of Maryland 3 years ago. And, I went to school, like, right outside of Pittsburgh in this liberal arts college, and I went for graphic design. So I was taking, like, painting courses. That's basically where I took my first oil painting course. And then I really, like, didn't fully, like, commit to art. I never saw myself as an artist. Like, I was thinking I was gonna get a graphic design job, and then that would be I'd get the job, and I'd just be happy the rest of my life. Like, that's literally how I thought, and I did get a job after school in graphic design, but it was not very good. I didn't like it at all. But yeah, I did go to art school and go and
So
take
that
painting
that was
courses.
probably an important part of your journey, because you learned what you did not like
Yes, it
very
was.
quickly. Well, quickly, like over a span of years, couple
Yeah,
years. Now it seems like a
yeah.
blank, but not so much.
It just seemed, yeah, it seems like it was so much longer than it was. Like, I feel like I've lived, like, separate lifetimes from then. But, yeah, it just I didn't feel the support. I didn't see I really just don't think that I saw what it was like to be an artist or what it would look like for me, like, with financial how I could financially do it and really what I wanted to paint or create or, what I wanted to say with my art. I didn't have any kind of idea at all.
Mhm,
But
mhm. And it takes a long time to figure that out, and like work every day, actually.
yeah.
So what inspired you to move from Pittsburgh,
So,
or
yeah, no, everyone usually asks why am I just randomly living on the beach? And I love it. Like, I love living by the ocean. I've always had like I feel like a divine connection, spiritual pull towards the ocean that I can't really describe. But I traveled here with my family for vacations, like, for years and years. And I had mutual friends here. So I just kind of moved. Like, I quit my job after 6 months out of Pittsburgh, and I moved here on my own. I didn't know what I was doing at all. Like, I had this, like, tiny studio apartment that I was working out of. I was serving, in a restaurant too, which was, like, so different than anything I could have ever imagined for myself after school. Like, it was a complete flip-flop, but it taught me a lot. Like, working in a restaurant taught me so much, and there's a strong influence in my own work today from that
Mhm.
time. But,
I think
yeah,
it
I really
shows.
oh, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm
No,
getting
it's
all.
okay.
I have delay, but I
Yeah, there
think
was a slight delay.
I think here we go. Usually it just, that's because, there we go.
It's
That's
all good.
because. No, I think, I always talk about like stepping stones, and how you build the sound's not delayed, so it doesn't really matter. But
No, but you have a black screen, or it's like 3 little dots right now.
yeah, there we go.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah,
Okay, you're back. I see it.
there we go. Yeah, so I also served for after university, and I write
You
about this
did?
in my book. Yeah,
I
so
didn't
well,
know
my dad's
that.
a chef, so I actually, I would say I served my whole entire freaking life when
Yeah.
I think about it.
It seems like
Hospitality,
that. And it was like
yeah,
2 it was over 2 years, but it was a
but
long
like
time.
I did work 4 years following university, and those skills that go along with serving, I would say like multitasking and work ethic, all the
Yes.
things
And
that you
just
learn in
talking to
that
people.
industry are so
Yeah.
integral. Yeah, exactly. Speaking to people or learning about different personalities and how to like
Yes. That was the
when you're a
biggest,
server, you have
definitely
to
the
really
biggest thing.
meld with your tables, you
Yeah.
know.
Put on
So
put on the face and then just like observe a lot.
yeah,
That's what
and
I
if
did.
you don't get any money.
Yeah.
So
It's like I'm making money. This is like what I'm paying. Yeah. This is how I'm paying my rent. So I'm paying my
yeah.
bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't show up and if you don't play the part, you're just not the money's not gonna come. So I feel like that's almost, yeah, a very good skill, like moving into the social media world and the
Hmm.
world of, representing yourself as a creative. And it can definitely help. And I'm sure you have taken all those skills and obviously have you, so you're so good at videos.
Oh
You're
my God.
so great at it.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you.
like, and have you always been like, obviously, if you were into design initially, but were
Yeah.
you into videography? Were you into that as well? And it just kind of like all came together?
Yeah, like I look back because I've always wanted to record. I look at my own body of work now as like a visual diary. Like I can look back and see like where I was at that time, and my work is very personal. But I feel like I always wanted to document, and I did have a camera. I've always had a camera, and like when I was little, I used to take videos and like make movies and like actually edit them within the camera and stuff. So I've always kind of had that. And then I wanted to do design, so I got into using Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, and all those like technical programs. But yeah, whenever I moved, I just started taking videos of the ocean, and then I randomly started like taking videos of me painting. And recently adding like the whole story, like I love creating the story and
The narrative,
with
yeah.
the narrative with I didn't realize how much I'm connected to the actual video process as well as the painting process. I think that they intermingle, and then whenever you add actual music to that, it just adds to the experience. Like I think of it as like a performance, more of like performance art in a way, because the video is art as well.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I really just love now it's just like second nature to stream together clips or like have the process in my mind of how I'm gonna tell the story. But yeah, I think I always just really wanted to do that, and it came naturally with the way that I painted
Yeah, for
and
sure.
created.
I definitely connect to that. That part. I minored in film in university, but like randomly my last semester because I just love the sense of community coming off of
Yeah,
university and being like a singular creative painter, and that wasn't a community. It was like so competitive, and again, I hated the competitive nature of painters and that it
yeah,
was allowed. And it's like, why can't
yeah,
we just be friends and also paint? you
yeah,
know so
definitely.
then I found the film community, and in order to make film, you have to work together. Like you can make independent film, but when these large scale product projects, like we needed a sound editor and we needed, like we needed all these, like it's a little bit different now. Again, that was like 10 years ago. And,
Yeah,
or when we were
it's like a
cutting black
team
and white
dynamic.
film by hand. Yeah, like I'm not gonna hold the boom mic, run the camera, and like all to capture a whole room and to be on
Yeah,
set. So I like
definitely.
really got attached to that, but personally attached to like the narrative and like turning a script into but again, I came from it like more of like a painter thing. Like I would literally just like catch the sand blowing across. We would go to the ocean and I would just get the
Yeah.
sand like and the snow like just gently blowing across the like what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Is
I'm
it
just catching the sand just quickly here.
Well, because you're
Like
noticing it, like, that's the
yeah.
beauty of being an artist is, like, seeing these things, and we don't think anything of them, but, like, somebody's not gonna see that, like, I don't know. I think of it as we're capturing these, like, little moments and then stringing them together within the process, and I think it also takes, like you were saying, like, the competitive nature even out of it more because you get to see if you choose to show the process, the progression. Like, usually it's like, "Okay, here's the painting, it's finished, it's done, it's pristine," you don't see any of that. Like, this, like, opens the door and it shows and invites people into that process because
Mm,
I think art can sometimes feel like, "Oh, here's the finished product, that's it." Like, this is showing the humanness. I think video really, like, captures that
you're
essence.
right. You're right. And what can hold people back is the technicality of like
Yes.
it does it does take like
It takes a
the
while.
experience and knowledge to capture it all and turn it into something where people are like, oh, the sound is terrible, or like or the song is not right for that. Like it does take a lot of
Yeah,
moving pieces that have to all sync together and be harmonious, just as when a painting comes together, those are all harmonies that have to like come together or they can feel disjointed. And I think
yes.
your ability to capture that is just obviously other people have appreciated that too, like
Aw.
and on TikTok like specifically like um it you've just done so well with that and capturing your personality, but then having people um like yeah support you and be excited with you. um
Thanks.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And now it hasn't become like such a foreign, scary thing for others. Like people are like, "Oh yeah, I get it more." Like even knowing you in the past like 2 years, it's like, "Okay, yeah, no, like she was right. We have to do video."
Oh, yeah, whenever I had that call. I
Mm.
remember doing that. I really wasn't into TikTok at the beginning though. Like I was kind of like I am right now with NFTs. I'm like, no, I don't want to do them. Like I'm immediately just like, no. But opening my mind, my cousin actually told me to look into it. She's like, just start putting them up. Like it's gonna be it just like put them up and see what happens. I'm like, no, like people are just dancing on there and doing dumb stuff. Like it has a bad reputation for that. And
Mhm.
I finally just put it up and started going with it, and actually it was refreshing to just be able to do, like, a shorter video instead of I think I was editing for YouTube at the time, which was intimidating because those edits take a lot longer. So these ones, I'll just, like, quickly cut up, segments, and I can have, like, a 7 to 15-second or I have been doing longer videos recently with voiceover, but, I do enjoy, like, the shorter ones with obviously, like, the songs included to tell a
Mhm.
story. On TikTok, it's still restrictive, but it'll push the video, like, so much more. Like, a video that got, like, 5,000 views on my reels can get up to 20,000 likes on TikTok. It's just it's a I find that it's, a lot better for me and the art that I'm creating to, like, put it on that platform. So it's
Mhm.
whatever works for you, but I think it's a great platform to take advantage of,
I
definitely.
know I sometimes do it. I
But
know
yeah, it's
I
whatever works for you though,
I
you know what I
know.
mean? Like
I really like my audience does they are sitting on Instagram, but like I have totally ignored and I shouldn't and I know that I can. It's just like that little extra and I'm sure I will one day or just like, you know, everything grows and everything changes and my
yeah,
podcast was
there could be
very
another platform that comes out, like, we
oh
have
my
no
gosh.
idea.
Don't say that.
Not
Please don't say
just
that.
keep
I just
I'm
but it
sorry, I don't
does
wanna get too
all feed
stressed.
into one it does all feed, like everything's feeding into, you have to think about it like, why are you doing this? Like, why,
Mhm.
what are you using it for? What are you using Instagram
Exactly.
for? What are you using TikTok for? What are you using your email list for? It all has to be for like a purpose. You don't want to just do something for likes and follows.
Exactly.
You want to have purpose behind, where you're spending your time. And I think we have to all be more conscious of that as creators, and why and how we're using these platforms. Um,
Mhm.
and
Definitely.
definitely, yeah, like I know I need to TikTok as a creative, because even when you're like listing your hashtags, like there's like, instead of 40,000 for this hashtag, there's like 1.2 million in TikTok,
Mhm.
like the same hashtag. Like there's just
Yeah.
so much more of a chance of it. Like,
Going more viral, so to speak. Yeah. It's
yeah.
just the reach is so much bigger, I've found. And the reach is bigger too whenever, like you were saying, you're connected to the content that you're making. Like you have to don't look at it as another thing to do, or how can I get a lot of likes on this? Just kind of focus on what you're creating and like love creating that video. Like the videos that do the best for me are ones that just randomly come and I'm like, oh my God, this would be so cool if I like laid this clip and then I can like visualize it. And then those are the ones that do better. If I'm like forcing a video and it doesn't do well, that's whenever it's not
Hmm.
good. It's like
I'd
very
be like
draining.
forcing a painting. It's like, it's not like,
It
I
just
should
doesn't
paint
work.
right now and I'm going to do it and it's fine and it's going to be, it's like you have to
People
connect
can
to,
feel it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Feel the energy, I think, if you're forcing it or if you're not being genuine. Um, I definitely
Yeah,
think people
you
can
can
feel
just
that.
be yourself. I think that's some of the best advice I've ever gotten, is when someone's like,
Yeah.
well, don't try to be this. You just have to be yourself. And that's when I started speaking on on anything, any platform. And it was from a fellow podcaster. Well, not fellow, because I wasn't podcasting. He's like, you need to start a podcast. And I was like, I 100% disagree with you. I think I would be
You
terrible.
said that?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was pregnant with my third. I don't know. It's all blending together. Like, it's
Wow.
really blurry when they all start coming out, the throes of
Aw.
parenthood. But yeah, he's like, you need to. I think you have something to say. I was like, you're out to lunch. Mm-mm. He's like, I think you inspire people, and I was like, well, but I can't string sentences together. Like, I can't talk. Like, I'm surprised you're here interviewing me right now. Like, why? I don't know. And he's like, no, trust me. Like, and that was like years before I started even talking to my phone for videos. And it's true, like I can write and post a picture and write so many things and people connect to it, but it's just that extra element, like you were talking about, and ways people can, connect to your narrative. And isn't it a beautiful gift to like inspire and motivate people to connect with either their creativity or connect with something you're doing? Like, that's a beautiful gift, to be able to inspire others.
Yes, definitely. Like the connection is the biggest thing. Like to be able to create, I think like, obviously video is it's easy to take in. You get to listen to it. You just watch it. Like instead of like reading something might be harder for somebody to like visualize and take all of it in. And I just think
Well, people
it's
are
just,
lazy. They
and
don't
people
really,
don't want to
they're
read
like,
it. people,
I'm not,
people are,
they no longer want to read my story. I have to
no,
do the
there's people that
story,
do.
and I have to do, you know what works for me best
No,
is
wait,
the
that's actually,
narrative videos. I have to put
yeah,
my story now in the
in the caption
video in
or
order for, yeah, the caption. I have to like tell the story. So I put it in the
yeah,
description, and I
like
also have
honestly,
to put like, this is
yeah,
how we make these beautiful paintings, and it's because, and then I have to like put it all out, because yeah, people
yeah. The
just,
attention
they're like,
spans are
I have
just,
22 seconds with you right now, maybe if I'm lucky, 7 to 22 seconds, and
yeah.
that's all you
No,
get.
that's so true. Cause like even with videos too, like I was saying, I started at like 7 seconds. And now I'm like, you know what, just gonna do a minute over a minute, which sounds crazy because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, a minute, how is somebody gonna watch this for a minute? I'm like, the real ones will watch it. And I just put it like, I don't think about now, oh, I'm going to get it out in 7 seconds. I'm going to tell the story in however long it takes. And if people watch it and they're interested in it, they'll watch it. That is something that I've noticed has shifted with my videos on TikTok, is they're actually longer than previously, which is kind of
Mm.
odd because I feel like it would be flip-flopped, but it isn't actually. But
It
I did have a
depends.
blog, and I thought nobody's going to want to read this blog because people don't have the attention span for it. But I do love writing too. So I think
Hmm.
that the
I
two
noticed that.
definitely.
I liked one of your videos that had like full on, yes. It was very good. I
Yeah.
loved it. And
Thank
that's,
you.
people connect to something in different ways with different personalities, and you just never know. And I think the more honest you are and the more authentic, and if you feel like doing a minute, if you feel like doing, or,
Mhm.
however you want to express yourself and how it
Three
comes
minutes.
together.
3 minutes is like the longest you can do on
Yeah,
TikTok.
no one will stick around long. Do they
Nobody.
let you do 3 minutes now?
No. Yeah, yeah, so
What?
it's up to 3 minutes. I'm not
Wow.
sure if there's like, because I got the feature a while ago. I'm not sure if you have to have a certain amount of followers to
Oh,
get
you're
3 minutes.
special. Yeah, you might be
No.
special.
No, I'm just saying I don't know because I know with, with Instagram you can do, I don't even know, but with Reels it's a minute, but I
Yeah.
think you can do over 3 minutes with regular video
I
posts.
know sometimes I'm doing an Instagram thing and I'm like, I cannot fit. I was like, okay, I had three things to say and I only can say the one because I cannot talk this fast or fit it into 60 seconds. Oh,
Yeah,
I had
it's a lot.
Fridays are usually
I
my
love your
video
videos.
day. Oh, they're so bad, but so good.
No, they're not. I love your videos of Teddy, I have to say that. I love the videos of
Oh,
him.
Teddy is there. Someone's like, can he just have his own highlight and feed?
He
So I
does.
can constantly watch him and that's it. Um,
It literally brightens my day to see videos of him. I'm like, it is so sweet to see just children having fun and just laughing, and it's nice. I
it
please
is,
keep doing it.
yeah, they're so cute yeah, but you have to be able to capture it, right? Like I can't always capture it. Are you a fan of Schitt's Creek?
I've watched it. I don't watch a ton of like, I usually watch YouTube videos, like, I'm not super, I don't usually watch a lot of shows, but I have
Yeah,
seen Schitt's
we
Creek.
don't have time
Yeah.
for shows, but
I
okay,
don't have
so
to. Oh my god, yeah, I'm
no,
just
I
like,
don't have time
this
for
is my
shows
future.
either. No, like I like fit it in
I
like
just binged
bath time
though.
is like I get like 20 minutes of treat
Yeah,
a show a day.
yeah.
Um so Alexa goes on people's noses like as I don't know. Anyways, a lot of people listening will know the Alexa boop, but Teddy on his own has started doing, he goes up to people's noses now and he's like,
Really?
he's doing it,
Oh,
and I don't do
he
the
is
Alexa,
so
I don't do the Alexa boop. Like and he
so he
just
just
like
picked it up
that
from
now
something.
he's like poking really hard. I'm like, nope, gentle
Oh,
boops.
he
But
like,
he's
yeah,
yeah, he constantly is
so
like
sweet.
the sweetest and just looks up into your eyes and wants a kiss. Like he is pure
Aw.
sweetness. And now his hair has gotten like, oh, he has curly hair, but it's not curly in the morning.
Aw,
And someone
so
suggested I get
cute.
him a silk pillowcase. I was like, of course, someone from social media. It was actually
Yeah,
Chiggy, who's my friend. So she's not like some
aw.
stranger from social
Yeah,
media,
just be
but
like, "Get him a
she's like, he
silk."
needs a silk pillowcase for his hair. I was like, oh my gosh, of course Teddy would get it. He needs a silk. Someone send Teddy a silk pillowcase. No, well, I'll
Did you get
get
him one?
one.
You
No, it was
better.
like this morning
Oh,
because it's either
mm,
cut off the frizz that's happening or get a silk pillowcase. So that's a trick
interesting.
for
I need to get one
curly
as
hair,
well.
right? Like yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You'll
Yeah,
find
I
out from
wouldn't
people though.
recommend
People
silk
will
sheets.
comment.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
weird. Well, Teddy is loved and adored, but I can't just videotape him all day. Videotape. That's
Yeah.
how old I am. I can't tape him
Oh
or
my
tape him.
gosh, videotape
I will
your
videotape
age.
Teddy with my phone. I say videotape. It's never going away. My videos are true
Nah.
to what's going on in our lives, and it's fucking chaos. And those are the best ones for sure.
I love the one of him going down the steps and you were like talking about him maybe falling. It was funny.
which one is that? I don't even
And you
know.
were like, "Don't fall down the steps," and he was just like walking with his
Oh,
shoes
he put on flip.
waddling over.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah, no,
forget
he's
how many, it
constantly
was
in
a
my
couple weeks
story
ago.
feed because there is everyday video of his shenanigans. Um, anyway,
I will
moving on
keep an
from
eye out.
Chevy.
Yeah, sorry, I had to bring him up.
No, it's yeah, you just have to capture your life and hope, your people are out there and however they want to, view your life. And hopefully it's actually kind of a cool gift because like in our world, like it allows us to share parts of ourselves and like have a successful business on our own independently. Like talk about
Yeah.
that. Like these apps have allowed you to support your creative life.
Yeah, like we have a voice, like we can actually use like the stories I put up all the time because I mean, you post Teddy, I post my coffee, like I post it's my version, my children. But no, it just allows you to have another lens to show into your life already as an artist, but as a person too. And I just think it's the reason that I'm an independent artist is social
Mhm.
media, which is, amazing, but it's also scary because it's like it could be taken like this, but I just try and use it to kind of, spread light and, my positivity within my work and just to create representation for for women. So
Mhm.
yeah, but it definitely it's opened my life in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. So do
Connect.
you have like so you've set up, obviously your voice is like and your message has a lot to do like with your environment and your emotions and the way you feel. Do you
Mhm.
have a large audience that reaches out and connects with you in that way?
Yeah, no, I'll receive messages on Instagram. I've like a video I just put up, did really well, and then I got people coming over to my Instagram to reach out and just say that they were feeling very empowered by my narrative, and my narrative is just to create representation for women, for queer
Mhm.
women, and to, be confident in themselves and to share their voices and just to have that representation in the fine arts where I didn't really see it for us. So I feel like when I get messages where people reach out, it just that connects what I'm trying to do. And it's why I do it, like the connection that I'm building and being able to see like them hanging up their prints and it just comes like full circle. But it's exactly what I've been trying to do. So my message I feel like is being heard because of social media and I just plan on, keep painting and taking advantage of it.
I think you're doing a spectacular job, and I love everything you put out. And even when so I sent you a print, but also you had tagged me in something else, and I like shared it in my story. And even some women from, I don't know, like the my community, like I wouldn't say our queer community is huge. I live in a very small place. It's very
Mhm.
small, but even I had
Yeah.
people reaching out and being like, "Who is this amazing woman?" I was like,
Aw.
that's my friend. Like she is amazing.
Aw,
You're right." And so it's so nice to
that's
see,
so
like,
sweet.
even in like my smaller part of the world, that when you put yourself out there, and it can be scary, but when you share your voice and your personal journey, I think it really is impactful for others, and it does really truly change lives.
Oh, thank you, that means a lot. I'm kind of in the same like, I live in a small town, so I feel sometimes limited by my location and, like, where I live, like, I wanna reach that's why I love the social media aspect is I can reach there's women in I sell a lot to Australia, actually, and, just different countries around the world, like, I would never have even thought like, people are paying for shipping for prints, and I'm like, "You're living in in Europe, like, how can this" I don't know, it just really, like, solidifies my message, and it's very humbling that people think that
Mhm.
and are connecting with the work, because I do create it from a very personal side. Like there's a very personal connection, everything that I do, but I'm also really trying to switch that to how can I create value, for my community, and how can they kind of see themselves in these narratives. And I do take that into consideration now with my works.
Yeah, it's really powerful. And you're
Thank you.
giving voice to community who hasn't always had support or a voice. So I think anyone, obviously, who stands up for that community who, in the past, not in the past, it's actually a very current issue
Mhm.
still to this day,
Yeah.
especially like in the art world. Not only is it grossly women are grossly underrepresented, but also people from, and I always have to look up LGBTQIA. I always have to make sure,
LGBTQIA plus.
yes, plus, yes,
Yes,
plus
always add the
symbol,
plus.
because yeah, it's just a mouthful now. If we could
Yes.
make it into a word that rolled off the tongue, that would be super
That
for
would be
my
great,
memory.
yeah. It's bad when my parents try and say it, because then they mess it up, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, here we go." And then I, like, have to
You're embarrassing
correct
me.
have to
You're
correct
embarrassing
them.
me.
But yeah, I wish
Um,
it was easier.
yeah, no, and it's just I this is actually a very long story for another day, but I do have a personal connection to that community. But I can't talk about the whole fucking story because it's like probably a 2-hour podcast. But um
All good.
yeah, because it's just, yeah, nothing, everyone's journey is different and everyone's story is different.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm
Yeah.
freezing up
I think
because
it's
I can't
aw,
really explain
no,
it
it's
all
okay.
here, but like um the way the world has been, it's just having
It's just
that
saying,
a safer space, let's just say.
yeah,
Let's
just like,
just say.
just yeah, it's just almost like I want my art to be like, "I see you." Like, you're
Mm,
there, and, I see you. Like, you're I think of fine art, like, I didn't think that LGBTQ plus relationships or love could be represented in fine art, but that's my medium, and I want to somehow make that the outlet that I share these stories, or I share these narratives, because they do deserve to be highlighted. I remember like taking an art history course, and obviously it was all men that mainly I learned about. And I was just like, where, like, queer women have just been totally erased. Like, we were here the whole time, and like
mhm,
I thank God I was born the time I was because I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. Like, I'm very grateful for that, because women's voices have just have been erased. And
mhm.
with some female artists having to have like fake names that they paint under. But I'm just grateful to have the platform and the ability to paint, and just to keep sharing when I can.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and hopefully, inspiring and creating a voice for others. And so thank you. That
to do the same thing,
yeah.
like, I'd love when artists reach out, specifically in the community, and they're like, "Oh my God, like, just seeing you paint to this song has inspired me." Like, it's amazing, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, like, please paint to Taylor Swift or whatever, Girl in Red, like, please, we need you, like, please keep painting." Like, somebody said that to me on TikTok, and I was like, "Just paint what you want, like, don't think about what anyone else is gonna say about, like, just paint from the heart and it'll lead you." That's what I believe,
Mhm.
but,
Mhm. Mhm.
paint
Yeah,
from the
and
heart.
keep going. Like it's not going to be easy. And I'm sure it
No.
hasn't always been easy for you. That would be
It is like switching in and out, though, like, when you're recording a video, and then, like, getting in the mindset to paint and do all that too. Like, it's,
very
like,
different.
very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of like bouncing in between. Like I don't have to sit and
Mhm.
do one. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I painting, and I'm sure you find this, it's like a meditation, and sometimes you think something like sparks during that meditation and you have to like write it down or get it going, or I'm sure
Are you
you're
ever
having
this
those
is a
moments.
random question, if you're, like, in different moods, because sometimes I am in, like, a meditative state, other times I'm, like, not jogging, running around and, like, dumbing back and forth and running up to it and back.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know. It's more
depends.
like fast paced.
It depends on my exhaustion level. Really. Like
Oh yeah,
sometimes I'm like, I only can
I don't
draw
have
for 20
threesomes.
minutes and then I'm done
Yeah.
right here. But like I call those like those days, I call it a Be Brave Day. And I talk about it in my book that you on your Be Brave Day, when you're feeling like fully energized and everything feels like it's like the world and universe is on my side today, you have to like take advantage of your Be Brave Day. And also, like, on top of everything that you're tackling, message everyone or anything that you've been like avoiding or the person you've been like putting off reaching out to in order for like an opportunity or a chance. You have to take it on those days. And then on these days when I reach out to, sometimes I forget how many people I've like messaged and how many things. And then like 3 months later, they're like, "Oh, Brandy, of course, let's do this." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." Okay.
That's such a good
So
idea though.
it is
Because when
because
you're
you're
like
not. You
confident,
probably won't feel that way tomorrow. Like
yeah.
chances are,
You do
or in
come
the
down
next
from
three
it.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you have to
it's
take
like you hit a high and
and
then
I
you're
feel
like,
like
"Yes,
people
I'm
can
flow, I'm
feel your
doing it."
energy and your enthusiasm. And not only send a message, but send a voice so they can hear and feel your enthusiasm
Yes,
and get
definitely
on
take
that
advantage of
plane.
voice messages. Yeah, I love voice
Yeah.
messages. I
Yeah.
get
It's like
so my head hurts with typing.
such, yes, I know.
I'm
It's
like,
such good
"Ugh."
advice because you know how many jobs I've gotten when I'm high? Like, not high, but like feeling
A lot
so
more.
good.
A lot
Yeah,
more
I've
than
so many jobs. Well, yeah, some people don't message you back or say no. But if you do it so many times, you forget. You literally forget.
you forget. Yeah, so it's like whatever.
It is whatever.
You're not caught up
And
on
you're
it.
like,
Because
that
like
wasn't meant
whatever's
for
in
me.
alignment, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever's in alignment's gonna come in. Like a new collaboration that just came in, it just happened. I wasn't like
You
focused
have to
on.
accept maybe that's not part of your journey
It's
or the right
abundance. It's
person.
abundance.
Yeah, that
Yes, it's
wasn't
not
the
the right
right
time.
person for you or not the right time or you're not
Taylor's
ready.
not there yet. Yeah, Taylor's not ready for me yet. That's just the
You're not
reality.
ready for you're not ready for Taylor yet.
Yeah, maybe I have to make another piece. You never know. You never know.
You're just not ready
Gotta
and
trust.
it'll come to you when it's ready. And then you'll just like be producing her next music video in 5 years. What if that is where you're supposed to connect with Taylor? Don't
That's
laugh.
yeah,
That could be your journey. That
yeah.
could be where you were meant to go, like amalgamating your talents. And I just said it out loud, so it's probably going to happen now.
Yeah, I
And
mean, you
maybe
just
that's
sent it into the
three. Let's
universe.
say three, but like, you know, it's a
Yeah.
reality that could happen. And
They're using videos on Spotify, like from TikTok or like small short videos for a song. And I've seen like I could like see my painting as a song or like,
exactly.
a little animation. So I've had it in my head. I've had it in my head. I
Yeah.
won't laugh at
It's happening. Don't laugh. It's gonna happen. I know it'll happen because you put everything you make pretty much to a Taylor jam almost. So
it. Almost. Wait for the Britney ones though. They're
okay.
coming. Like Britney will be coming through my
Yeah.
work.
Oh, I look forward to
Mhm.
it.
I want to do a
Um,
Britney piece really bad. So
she is like uh the time from my adolescence because we're close. How old is she? She's got to be close to my age. So
yeah, she's 40, I believe.
oh, she's a
3.
little bit older, but like for my generation, that was like grade 7, like her video came out.
Coming into
So
yeah.
like Hit Me Baby One More Time was like, you know, was the
Iconic.
it and then her of course like everything like her Pepsi poster, like we had all the fulls. We had Brittany camping with us once. It's just like that. So her cutout, she came
I was
camping.
like, you met Brittany and
Brittany,
you're just
no, I
telling
did
me.
not meet her. Sorry, her cutout, her human sized cutout came camping with us once. But like that's how much she was a part of my
Yeah.
generation, right? Like so
Wow.
it was like Brittany, everything, everywhere.
Well,
All like you said, this is the
Mhm.
longest pop conversation, pop
I
culture
am so
conversation
sorry.
I've ever had, by the way, on the podcast. Um,
Just name it pop
also
culture
though,
plus
like,
Chris Pratt.
um, so
No,
no,
I'm
but
sorry.
even
I
Taylor
just am
spoke
watching all
about
this
like
stuff.
being in the public eye, and she's like, people wanted me to be a certain way and I wanted to eat. Like I like eating, and that is a quality of a human being, and I wasn't happy. And
Yeah.
I like that she talked about it. And
Yeah, definitely.
I always feel bad for also, like, I think that's a different world that we don't live in, but like even living in LA, and my friend lives there and he is in a soap opera, and just like, you know, not be the simple thing of like you have to like be so weary of what you're consuming, and I'm just like, oh, like eat the fucking muffin if you want one. Just like if
Yeah,
you want the muffin.
it's like a green leaf muffin just harvested this morning that they eat. Like it's not
I'm pretty
some
healthy.
crazy
Like
thing.
I like
Me
feeding my
as well.
body well because I like the energy and taking care of
Same.
myself. Uh, but like if you can't enjoy the, being decadent for a second, I feel bad.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
feel
have the
bad for that.
balance. You just gotta be
Yeah.
a balance.
Or like at Thanksgiving for you to eat all the mashed potatoes and gravy that your heart desires. I feel like
Yeah,
you
and then
should
the
be able
pie.
to do that.
Pie
And
afterwards.
the pie,
Yeah,
yeah.
just go for
Okay.
it.
Okay, I have like
I'm sorry, I tend to go
one.
on tangents. You can
Me
cut
too.
out
So this is
you can
like,
cut out the Christina Aguilera butt part. You can cut that out.
yeah,
Cut out whatever you'd like.
it's fine. I probably won't cut any of it, by the way, because I'm kind of I like organic conversation, and I think it's
No, me
fine.
too.
But this has gone on so long, and
Yeah, it is almost
it was
4.
a a pleasure to meet you, friend.
Yeah,
And for
it was
those
nice to
of
finally
my
talk.
podcast people who like pop culture and I've never spoken about it, this one's for you.
Yeah.
Okay, tell
We
everyone
did
where
talk a
they
lot about it.
tell everyone where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can check out my videos on TikTok. I do have Instagram as well, and then my website and that's all under Halie Torris, my name, which I'm sure the
Perfect.
spelling will somehow be under here.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description.
Put it in the link. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll link you up and it'll be good. But yeah, I have a big to-do list, and like I said,
Lots of
I did
editing.
videos all morning, so this is not gonna be edited. Yeah, editing. Editing. No, I do
Mhm.
have a big to-do list, and today is one of my Be Brave days, so I'll get
Oh,
on it. Yeah,
awesome.
Fridays usually are because my partner is home, uh, helping with life. So
That's good.
I
That's
get to
good.
work. I get to work because yeah,
That's awesome.
he works full time. So um,
Nice.
cool, friend. Nice to
Well, thanks for
finally like
having me.
chat with you one on one,
I
and I'm
know,
sure
it was
it
great.
won't be the last time.
No, have me on again. Pop culture part 2.
We can
Love
really
it.
get
Thank you.
into Taylor as much as you wanted to, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. See ya.
All right. See ya.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to have Halie on. It was just like chatting with someone that I've known forever. It felt like the conversation just flowed, and so we'll have to have her back. That was super fun. Be sure to check out our Taylor collection. We just had our opening night, and it went so well and it was so beautiful. The show is only at PXP Contemporary Gallery and BHA Gallery. We are partnering, and it is a solo show. I'm so honored to be at PXP. And it's only there until June 26th, so check that out. Don't miss it. It's beautiful. There's like arches, and there's shiny and circle pieces, and it was really experimental and fun. So yeah, check that out. I'll have the link in the show notes. And also, if you're into creating artwork or portraiture, or you know someone who is, or you have a child who is interested in art, be sure to check out our portrait class because it is really approachable. The student artwork is coming back now since we put out the course for the very first time. It's new, and it is amazing, like beyond magically amazing. So I know that pretty much anyone can do it because it's just incredible. And I'm really honored to just uplift and help people connect to their creativity. It's been a beautiful journey. This podcast is sponsored by Red Bicycle Communications here in Lloydminster and the beautiful team they have there. They're so amazing and so supportive of so many things in our community. So I'm really grateful that they sponsor this podcast, and keep enjoying the summer, keep enjoying the sun, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time.
That's landing on your fake face.
You can take it all from me.
Am I the wallpaper that you hang when I'm out of style?
I will tear you down, tear you down.
I look suspicious, rip me open like a suitcase.
You can take it all from
destroy the evidence that I ever came this way, and I'll be back again. I'll be back again.
You keep on fighting 'cause it's too hard to let it go. And you remind me of a West Coast overdose. Just treat me gentle and lock me up before you go. And if I should fall, oh my love, you will never know.
And I look expensive and you hang me up like a painting.
You'll never know.
And everybody walking by me says the same thing.
I'm bitter and bashful as I hunt for your finger.
If you're an agent for the unaffected underground,